What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
Mr. James Hsu.com,
and we are here in January 2020, baby.
AMC Town Square. We have started the year off. We came out, gave Underwater, Kristen Stewart, but now
that was a win for me.
Now, The Gentleman, Guy Ritchie, coming off Aladdin,
$1 billion film.
Did you like it?
Naomi Scott. I've seen it on Disney Plus 2-3 times already, bro.
Oh, you're sick. One time was good enough for me.
I am sick, though.
Guy Ritchie has kind of been on a long stretch of movies that have not been particularly movies I'm huge fans of.
Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
Man from U.N.C.L.E. I wasn't a big fan of any of the Sherlock Holmes movies that he did with Robert Downey Jr.
I love none of them.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan. So this movie, January release, but it's got a cast of both.
It's scary, though. It's January.
It is very scary.
And I'm not going to lie, the trailers, bro, I don't like
And most people I've spoken to actually don't know what The Gentleman is, which is also never a good
I don't even know what it is. Even right now, that's
you don't know.
Movie, but
well, what did you think of The Gentleman since you know nothing about it?
Well, to be honest with you, amazing! No, this movie was amazing, bro. This movie is so much fun. Everyone has been saying for the past week that this is Guy Ritchie back to his original form, and to me, that doesn't really mean much.
Yeah.
You know, but to...
have you seen Snatch or like Lock, Stock, and Smoking Barrels? Okay, so like those are really good Guy Ritchie movies and like kind of the movies that people always like hold on to. So that's what they kind of mean when Return to Form.
Well, I knew when I was talking to you about it, to a movie aficionado like yourself, you would understand.
Yes.
But for me, it means absolutely nothing. And let me tell you something right now. If you are a fan of Guy Ritchie, you're going to absolutely 100% love this film. And if you're not a Guy Ritchie fan, you're absolutely going to 100% love this film. Let's start from Matthew McConaughey. Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Everyone who says that he's fallen off a little bit, doing Lincoln commercials, you know?
Yeah, and movies like Serenity.
Serenity, which was a huge disappointment for me because I was so excited for that movie. But yeah, Matthew McConaughey, awesome. Charlie Hunnam, for me,
King Arthur himself, another movie that Guy Ritchie did that I wasn't a fan.
This was, though, for me, Charlie Hunnam's best.
Yes.
But I don't know his huge array of films. And
yes.
I know he's big from...
he's still kind of coming through
the TV show.
Sons of Anarchy.
Huge in that. People love him in it.
Yes.
I've never seen an episode, so I can't judge. But this movie, Charlie Hunnam, was amazing. And then, who's the guy that's...
Hugh Grant.
The snitch.
Hugh Grant.
That was Hugh Grant?
The one with the Fletcher.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Okay, Hugh Grant. Probably his best since the prostitution scandal with in the movie he was with the Julia Roberts. What was the movie he was in the Julia Roberts? Notting Hill.
Notting Hill, yeah.
That was Julia Roberts, right?
Is that Julia Roberts in Notting Hill? I'm trying
if it's not, I apologize, but that was his. I mean,
it's definitely Hugh Grant in Notting Hill. I'm trying to think. Is it Julia Roberts? I think so.
Okay,
I don't remember.
But he was amazing.
Yeah.
He was amazing. And then the Colin Farrell, man, just his character was just amazing. And then he's Oswald Cobblepot in the new Batman. Count me in. But I've always liked Colin Farrell's. One of my favorites is SWAT, which I know you're not a fan of, but I love SWAT.
Said no one ever. One of my favorites.
No one ever. One of my favorites.
I remember SWAT vividly because when I worked at Suncoast, it was always in the $3 bin. Even
back
in the day when there was Suncoast.
That place got me so excited going. Anyway,
but you're forgetting about Henry Golding.
Henry Golding was good. He was so good. Like this whole cast was just awesome. I don't know why. I'm so curious why this is a January film.
I think just based off track record, it's tough to kind of depend on Guy Ritchie. But I also am equally confused because I had a great time. I walked in this movie expecting it to be fine. I mean, there's a lot of talents, and even when Matthew McConaughey has gotten as weird as Serenity, I've always still kind of enjoyed watching Matthew McConaughey in whatever he gets into. And of course, like Hsu said, he was actually really good in this movie. You know,
great.
I don't know if it's a movie that. It's a movie that I think warrant rewatches too because it's just a very fun movie.
Oh, this is a movie I can have in the background.
Yeah, this was almost like a. It's hard to put it. It was kind of like a mixture of, Kingsman, but they just kind of cleaned it up and they made it not so ridiculous and over the top, and they just put some really really great elements. So they introduced some really cool characters. The plot is clever. It's very stylish in direction. I don't know if it's as good as Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Barrels, but I did find this movie to be incredibly entertaining. I think every time I see him, I fall harder and harder.
Who?
For Henry Golding.
No.
I think he's so good, and I just think he has such a presence, and every time he's on screen and talking, I'm just so drawn into him. But like you said, Matthew McConaughey, probably my favorite Hugh Grant performance in I don't know how long.
Notting Hill.
I mean, so good, but so subtle as well.
I didn't even recognize him.
Charlie Hunnam, an actor who has
so
not
good.
really made an impact on me. I not being a watcher of Sons of Anarchy, though I know a lot of people have the huge following. I mean, I saw him come out of that gate at CinemaCon when he was doing King Arthur and he was promoting The Lost City of Z. You know, and both of those movies didn't do very well to really put his name over. Hopefully,
he was supposed to be Christian Grey. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, at one point he was in the
50 Shades of Grey.
conversation of that, but he kind of had that rough start. I'm sure there are other films that he was in that I'm not thinking of, but this is probably going to be my favorite film that I've seen him in.
Oh, you know what? I can't leave out the wife. I don't know her name.
Oh yeah, okay.
She's
yes.
amazing.
Everyone in this, that was the thing. Like, this movie boasted a really clever story. It wasn't anything too complicated either. Of course, there are the must-have twists and turns.
I don't want to disrespect the wife while you talk. I gotta find her.
Yeah, please. But she's not. It's not over the top. It's not. It's the perfect amount of fun. Me and you laughed quite often. It's very rare that you and I laugh out loud at the same time, and that actually happened in this movie. I just found it to be very charming, very charismatic, a lot of fun, and I'm also shocked to admit that this was a January movie.
Miss Michelle Dockery.
Michelle Dockery. She was also very good. Downton Abbey, right? That's
yes,
where she's,
actually.
yeah. So
she was in Nonstop.
Right? See, all these
Anna.
But Guy Ritchie, absolutely bringing it back. I think he really, the movie has this kind of message. It really talks about the drug trade and legalization of marijuana. It does all these really smart things as well. I don't think it's like a movie that's filmed with deep messages or like a movie that Guy Ritchie was trying to say something really artistic or heavy. But I think it was just like, let's have some fun again. Let's get some dudes. Let's get some actors. Let's have some fun. And that's what it was. It was just a good time. The movie's rated about 2 hours. It feels like it goes by in about 80 minutes. It's just high energy. It's fun. It's right from the get-go. It really
Literally
pulls you in. Yeah. So there's so much to enjoy here. A great movie. A great, just good time. And I think it's a movie that really is good for a lot of different people too. If you're into the comedy, you're going to get a lot of that in here. There's a lot of ridiculous comedy. If you're into the action, there's some really cool action beats in here. And overall, there's just a lot of good things happening here. So I'm happy with this, particularly being in January. It's one of the better Januaries we've had, I think, since we've been doing this. But Guy Ritchie, man, more power to him. He came back with a vengeance.
He's like, Aladdin, make $1 billion. Now that I have some respect again, let me show what I can do.
Aladdin, for sure, was hard to come back. And, that was, this was it. That was his block, and this was his jab coming in hot. Yeah, his jab coming in hot. But, I just hope people go see this movie. I think the problem, like we said earlier, is not enough people really got the marketing for this picture. I don't know what...
I thought they did horrible. Now that I've seen how wonderful this movie is, I thought they did absolutely 100% horrendous in the marketing. Yeah.
That's always a bummer. Especially if someone like... I think this movie right now is sitting at like a 70%. Critically, I think at a high 90s with audience.
71.
So people are really digging it, and I'm glad, because it deserves to be seen. It deserves the praise, because it's really good stuff, and probably Guy Ritchie's best in over 10 years, maybe.
It was so good. Legitimately, this movie was so good. I was so entertained.
Next week, we revisit a story we revisited already in this. We've done this once before. Only their names were reversed.
Not Hansel and Gretel, but
Gretel and Hansel.
Gretel. That was so clever.
If there was another movie that I needed to see remade, granted, I know it's not the same, but if there was one,
all I needed was Disney's Tangled. I'm happy. But hey, you know what? We're gonna be here at AMC Town Square again next week.
And if that's not your deal, do not forget. Next week, not next week, the following week, Margot Robbie graces the screen again as Miss Harley Quinn in Birds of Prey.
Real quick. Next week, outside of Hansel Gretel, the rhythm section actually looks good to me.
Yes, I was coming back to
Blake Lively.
Yes, Blake Lively. That's right. I knew I was forgetting one other movie. But I just want to remind everyone that in 2 weeks we are going to be doing Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Redemption of Harley Quinn.
No, not Redemption.
I know. I just tried to wing it. What is it?
The Fantabulous Emancipation.
Emancipation of Harley Quinn.
Of one Harley Quinn.
Of one Harley Quinn. Okay, well, we're going to be doing...
disrespecting the whole thing.
Birds of Prey, 2 weeks from now, the first movie in February. Make sure to text this guy, 555-888. Text.
Shuberman, For those that don't know, one word, H Superman, Superman.
Yes, and make sure so you can get invites to all the movie premieres that we're going to be doing. That one's going to be one that I'm sure is going to be one not to miss with Miss Margot Robbie. But yeah, next week, Gretel and Hansel in the Rhythm section. 2 interesting releases, and the way this January is going, I'm kind of excited.
Hey, Underwater, I had me good.
Yeah,
last week,
really like
what
this.
was last week?
Underwater.
No.
Bad Boys. Bad Boys was good too.
So I can't believe January, bro. Underwater.
Well, Underwater, I wasn't.
Underwater was fun.
Underwater.
Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah.
Fun. And this movie is the best out of all of them.
Yeah, you really like this movie. Like I know you really like this movie.
Yeah, I had.
If the rest of the year's meh, this will be in your top 10.
Yeah.
But it was good. That's the thing though. It warrants being watched. It's a really good stuff. I doubt it'll be on my top 10, but it's a movie that I had a lot of fun and probably will revisit multiple times.
I just want to say I hope it doesn't make my top 10.
Yeah, that's
We're
good.
in January already.
But I hope this movie makes a ton of money and people
let
go
it
and see
money.
it. So
Let
go
it
and
make
see
money.
Guy Ritchie's new film, The Gentleman. Good stuff.
I
I think that's it.
All right, ChasingCinema.com, Zonas.
The Film Lovers website.